Hello everybody. Today you will find out everything that you need to know regardless the October release schedule for umamusume. And oh boy, this month is going to be packed with content. Unfortunately, for champion meeting wise, it's going to be quite brutal. Leo's Cup is exactly 14 days after the Cancer Cup, without counting extra days through participations. Before I talk about the October schedule, consider subscribing. It will help with the channel growth. Anyways, going into this video. The first banner coming on the 2nd of October is going to be Fuji Kiseki and the SSR Guts Mejiro Ryan and SR Mejiro Ardan with card. And there are missions that are live on Global currently that once you finish, you will get an SSR Trainee Scout ticket. So you should try to finish these because the rewards are very good. However, let's quickly talk about Fuji Kiseki. She is a very interesting Uma. Her unique, Lights of Vidal Valley, is very interesting because, and this is going to happen to a lot of Umas that I will mention in this video, keep in mind that there is actually a release version and they're unique updated from the balance changes from the Japanese version. So I'm going to give you both of them so that you could understand that, oh, we will have this on release and it will later be changed to this, so that you actually get the correct information on what is the correct trigger condition for said Uma. Lights of Vidal Valley on release only triggers in the final corner, having to be first, second or third, and there is an Uma right behind you, not just behind you, right behind you. So it is much tighter condition. However, in the second year anniversary, this is completely overhauled. You have to be first, second, third or fourth place last 300 meters of the race instead of the final straight, and there is an Uma behind you for 1 second. This unique is very powerful for frontrunners since it will boost their speed in the last spurt, especially since it can be triggered in the first place. Makes her unique, a type of unique that will certify your win if you got first going into the last spurt. A very similar unique to this is going to be Ogre Cap's unique, Triumphant Pulse. However, it only works if you are second to fifth place and have to be in the last 200 meters, which could be more tight compared to Lights of Vidal Valley. However, both of them are good skills to the point that they are still being used in current JP's timeline as parents. As an Uma herself, Fuji Kiseki is very interesting. She has 20% power and 10% weight growth, which both are good growth rates overall. Her attribute makes her run on any distance track outside of long without heavy spark investment. As for her strategy styles, hers being C in front, A in pace chaser, C in late soldier means that she is able to run in everything but an end closer. As for her potential skills are mostly oriented for mile and pace chaser skills. Big Sisterly is a good skill for overtaking somebody, and Race Planner is a good gold recovery skill for her if you choose to play as a pace chaser Fuji Kiseki. Overall, a good Uma if you like her, and I would recommend pulling for her, but as you can see, Summer Maruzensky is about 2 weeks away after her release. If you really like Fuji Kiseki, then pull for her. As for the support cards, the Mejiro Ryan SR Guts card, well, this card sucks. The free-to-play Hyrora card overall has better value than this card even at max limit break. You wouldn't miss anything for not getting it. Its gold skill, Unyielding, is a mediocre skill and is not a must-have. As for the Mejiro Adrenaline card, it is a good card in general for pace chasers, though it can give left-handed. However, interestingly, it is the highest hint frequency card in the entire game, being at 70%. So you will get a lot of extra hints compared to any other card using the Mejiro Ardan card. And her second stage chain event will give you plus 30 energy and plus 1 mood, which is very good. However, this is mostly a card for parenting over using an ace decks. Overall, a good parent card for pace chasers. Overall, this is an easy skip support card banner. Next banner coming on the 7th is going to be Gold City and the rerun for the SSR Power Vodka card and the SSR Speed Nishino Flower card. For Gold City, her growth rates are 10% power and 20% guts. Her attributes are good because she can run every distance but sprint without high investment. Her unique is actually way different compared on release compared to posted change. Her unique on release is a 0.3 acceleration for 5 seconds. It will later be changed into a unique giving a 0.25 speed for 6 seconds on 3rd year anniversary balance changes. The condition is to be on the second half of the race, being 4th to 7th place in Champions Meeting standards and have an overtake target. However, her unique skills are not really that impressive, since Watchful Eye only activating in the early race, which is something that isn't ideal to have. Her potential level 5 is On Your Left, which is a decent skill, though On Your Left gets changed later. Overall, Gold City is a decent Uma. You can make her do work and of course, pull for her if you really like her and do not care about the meta. Then we got the support cards. We have the rerun for the SSR Power Vodka card and the SSR Nishino Flower card. I wouldn't really recommend pulling on this despite Vodka being a really strong power card and Nishino Flower being a decent card because it can give you charming on one of her events. The summer banner is next week and those two cards aren't in terms of the same value as the summer banner overall. Next up is going to be something that is not really mentioned in the schedule, which is the main story chapter 4. Going by the JP timeline, the SSR Narta Brian card came out 3 days before the start of CM3 or the Cancer Cup, which was on the 20th of August 2021, and the Cancer Cup started on the 23rd of August 2021. So expect this card to be coming out very soon. The card is a good substitute if you do not have your SR gacha cards still at MLB. Then we got the Champions Meeting for the Cancer Cup coming next week. The preparation is about 3 days, so it will start on the 10th, ending on the 16th. Then we got the big banner coming on the 14th, the summer banner. And yes, this banner will be live in the middle of the Champions Meeting, which means that you can technically build a summer Maruzensky before the end of CM3. Anyways, so far in terms of character banner value, this one probably blows every single character banner out of the water in terms of current global release. If you were around, Summer Maruzensky is considered the meta Uma currently on global. That is correct, but nobody really talks about Summer Special Week. Let's talk about Special Week first, since I do really believe that she is an underrated character because Summer Maruzensky being better kinda just overshadows her. Summer Special Week has good growth rates of 10% stamina, 10% power, and 10% guts. She is able to run on all distance tracks minus sprint without high pink spark investment. Her unique is extremely powerful, as long as she is between 2nd place to 7th in Champions Meeting standard and triggered 2 mid-game speed skills. She activates her unique, which recovers her stamina as much as a gold recovery skill. And after the 3rd year anniversary balance change, she will grant herself a 0.25 speed increase. And considering her unique is considered as a mid-game skill, this will count towards Still Held High, which grants her extra speed. She has Ramp Up as an innate skill, which is a really good mid-game skill, especially if you proc it alongside Still Held High. Her potential skills are absurd. She has Tail held high at level 4 potential level and the gold version of ramp up, which means that you wouldn't struggle to make a good summer special week. With her good speed skills on her base kit, overall she's a very strong Uma that nobody really talks about. Next up is Summer Maruzensky. You know that she is considered one of the strongest Umas, with Christmas Ogre and Valentine Bourbon for the first year on Global. But what makes her so good? First off, extremely good growth rates, being 15% speed and 15% weight. Most important stats on frontrunners, and her absurd attributes. She can pretty much run anything very easily. At most, she would need 7 dart sparks to get her D attribute to A, and for long it is going to be 4 sparks. Her unique is extremely strong, and thank God it's not changed because I would need to go through multiple different websites to find if it was changed or not. Anyways, her unique is very simple. As soon as she is in the second half of the race, being first, second, third, and she ever uses a recovery skill, she will get a 0.35 speed increase for 5 seconds. This means that you can technically manipulate her unique as long as you didn't buy a gold recovery skill that triggers early. However, honestly, it doesn't really matter. Her unique is just that brain dead. Just pick a recovery skill and just watch her just launch into first place and get angry scheming and just win the race. Her notable potential skills are going to be at level 1, which is triple sevens, triggering in the last 777 meters of the race, which means that you can proc her unique on exactly that time if you choose to manipulate her unique. And the other one is going to be Restless at level 3, a gold recovery skill that triggers when you are on uphill section of the race. She does have Speed Eater and Mile Maven, but they only work if you are on a mile racetrack. Both of them are very good. She also gets access to Fast Paced through one of her costume events. And speaking of, the exact same event has a chance to give her Charming, which means that she has much easier time to get a high roll compared to most other Umas, since Charming is extremely powerful and lets her get friendship training much faster than other Umas. Overall, she is so strong. Great stat bonuses, great attributes, and overall kits. Overall, definitely a really good banner to pull for since both characters are very good. Moving on, we got the Summer support cards. The Summer SSR Stamina winning ticket is a niche card, having good hint bonuses and the hint frequency, and not really much else, outside of the fact that she can give you firmer conditions and cloudy days, which could help in some CMs. It gives much less stats in general compared to Super Quick, so this card isn't really that great. On the other hand, the SSR Sweep Tosho card is, on my opinion, a very strong card, though I would not recommend to pull for this if you are free to play or a very light spender. The reason is that this card has the highest amount of friendship bonuses at a whopping 48.5, which is insane, because friendship bonus is calculated multiplicatively, and that means that you are going to have a lot of extra stats if she chooses to land on speed. She also has 10% race bonus and good amount of specialty priority being at 65. The only issue with this card is going to be the fact that she has 0% initial friendship gauge. Though, since this is Sweep Tosho, she could give you Charming early on and this issue will probably be removed. One of her events give you the option to potentially get straightaway Spurt. So, in closer mates, finally praying that they don't have to RNG pray from inspiration only. However, the gold skill is not worth it. Overall, a really strong card, And if you got a Kirasan Black at level 45 or higher, this card could be used on your friend slot and you could get a lot of success with both cards. Then we got the new story event. This is going to be the last story event before the revamped version of the story events, where you get much more rewards and credits compared to the old story event system, and also give you the Rainbow Fragments shard, which can be exchanged for the Rainbow Limit Break Crystal, which is of course really nice. This event will give us the SSR Power Diva Scarlet card, which is a good power card for Pace Chasers, since it gives the skill Race Planner a gold recovery skill that is very consistent for Pace Chasers. Stat-wise, the Diva Scarlet card has 25% friendship bonus, 1 power bonus, 10% training effectiveness, 50 initial power, which is very high, and 15 initial friendship gauge, 3 hint levels, 40 hint frequency, and 20 specialty priority. Unfortunately, she doesn't have race bonus or fan bonus, and her specialty priority is low, causing her to be a semi-roamer. But her hints are good for Pace Chasers, because she has the normal version of Race Planner, which means that she could give you a lot of discounts for Race Planner, which is of course really awesome. Moving on to the next banner for the 21st, it is going to be the Nishino Doto and the rerun for the SSR Speed Tokai Teio and the SSR Guts Special Week card. Talking about Nishino Doto, she has 20% stamina and 10% guts growth rates, which is good for medium and long distances. Speaking of, her attributes makes her only run medium and long without high investment. However, she could technically run dirt if you invest a lot of pink sparks for her, being 10 dirt total sparks to get to dirt A. She is mostly a pace chaser or a late surger. Her unique on release is being in the late race or last spurt at any corner, third or below, and she has to overtake an Uma. Post the second year anniversary, it is going to be so free. She has to be in the late race or last spurt and overtake an Uma. That is it. Her unique gives her a 0.25 speed increase and 0.3 acceleration. Considering if she overtakes an Uma early in the race and before the change, it has to be in the final corner only, and she has to overtake somebody who is second or below. The reason is because I believe the game tracks your positioning first before overtaking an Uma. So if she overtook somebody who is in second and she is third place, she would still technically count as third place, even though she overtake the Uma, and she will trigger her unique off of somebody who is in second place. A really strong unique even before change. It's just more free in general after the change. As for her kit, she has innate medium corners, a nice start to her kit. As for her potential levels, at level 2 she gets non-standard distance, which is very good considering Leo's Cup is a non-standard course. And at level 3, she gets Speed Star, which is actually good given the context of her unique skill. And Indomitable at level 5 potential. Really interesting gold recovery skill because it's simply somebody overtaking you in the mid game. Though not 100% consistent, it's still something worth considering. Overall, I think she is a good Uma, and I know for a fact that she is a very popular character. So that means if she is your Oshi, you might want to consider pulling for her, and be thankful because she is actually really good. Then we got the support card banner rerun for the Tokai, Teio, and Special Week. I'm just gonna keep it short. Just skip it, man. The Aroharu banner is literally the first banner on the November schedule, and it has infinitely more value than this. Then we actually got the 0.5-year anniversary celebration missions, the most interesting event in this month, at least on my opinion. This doesn't seem like a lot, but in reality, this is going to change quite some stuff. Because that means that the anniversary balance changes and overall anniversary exclusive quality of life are coming sooner compared to JP. So, in about 4 months, starting from October 26th, is going to be February 26th of next year, is going to mark the first year anniversary, which has a lot, and I mean a lot of balance changes. More on this topic on a later date once we are closer to the first year anniversary. This is only part 1, but it still has a lot of monies, support points, and the SSR Stamina Silence Suzuka card. This card is really good, so don't forget to get it. Its gold skill is Concentration, which is a really good skill for team trials. Has really good overall stats, has a stat stick, and she has the highest amount of initial stamina in the entire game, that being at 55, which could help you early on with something like Chiano Spring if you are a victim of that. Though her specialty priority is only at 35. However, this card is definitely going to help a lot of the free-to-play players and including myself, since most people do not have their SR stamina cards at max limit breaks. And lastly, they also give us cute costumes celebrating the 0.5-year anniversary, and I think they look very cool. Moving on the 26th, we got the Legends race for the Silence Suzuka, Gold Ship, and Mejiro Ryan. Pretty standard for Rikarats and star pieces, especially if you do not have Mejiro Ryan not at 3-star yet, since her unique is extremely powerful for late soldiers and enclosers. Then we got our final banner that is going to come out on the October 30th, which is going to be Eishin Flash and the SSR Nice Nature Wick card and the SR Tosen Jorden Stamina card. For Eishin Flash, her growth rates are 10% power and 20% width, which is overall decent. She has A in medium and long, so she could technically run mile given high investment. Her unique is very interesting because on release, it's going to be during the final corner, triggers between 4th to 7th place in Champions Meeting standards, and if you didn't get a late start and you weren't rushing at all, you would get a 0.35 speed increase. However, after the second year anniversary, this unique will actually get a completely new effect, and her first condition will become a 0.5 speed increase instead. Her unique change is going to be on the final straight instead of the final corner, and her late start condition will get removed. And it will become a 0.5 speed increase instead of 0.35. If she couldn't trigger her first unique, she has another trigger condition, which she doesn't have to be rushing at all, and she has to be in the final straight only, being third or below. If she couldn't trigger her first one, she could trigger this one, and she will grant herself 0.35 speed increase instead. As for her potential skills, there isn't really much to talk about, since all these skills are niche outside of the medium corners. Her only notable skill is going to be in body and mind, and even then it's on in G skill for now up until it's buff. Overall, she is going to be not that great, but becomes much better later on. I wouldn't really consider pulling for her unless she is your Oshi. Then we got a card that has a lot of people talking. The Nice Nature SSR Wick card. The Nice Nature card is known to be very good. Overall, however, she is worse stat stick compared to Fine Motion, though that being said, the SSR Nice Nature has very good events. Most notably are her second step and third step and her chain events. The second step has the option to remove all the negative effects of your Uma that she is currently dealing with. And the third one, giving on your left, which is a good skill that is going to be later buffed on the future to be easier to activate. However, keep in mind that on your left is very far away from receiving that buff. Conditions pre-changed on your left and after change is going to be you have to be a late soldier, then you have to be at any point in the late race or last spurt. This will be changed to become on the first half, in the late race and last spurt. And it goes from needing to be 6th place or below, it now becomes 4th place or below, allowing it to activate much more easily. Another thing to keep in mind is that she has 15% race bonus at max limit break, which will become extremely powerful in design a new track scenario. A really strong card that you could consider pulling for if you main late soldiers. Though, keep in mind that the auto haro cards are literally the banner coming right after this. So, if you are not going to main late soldiers, then skip this card and pull for the Rico and Rice Shower banner card. The SR Tosen Jorden stamina card is a good stamina card for SR standards. She has good initial friendship gauge, and her chain events can give you decent amount of stats for the second event. Though you could have the option to get yourself ramp up instead. She has decent hints for medium related generic skills, and both her random events gives you mood ups. Overall, a good card for medium based tracks. And lastly is going to be Leo's Cup, coming on the 30th of the month. More information coming out later when the time is better. And that is the end of the video. I hope you did find something that helped you, and if you did, consider subscribing. It will help the channel growth, and I hope to see you in the next one.